Running a small business is truly a labor of love. There are many potholes, road bumps, and setbacks along the way, but it's a true passion for the work that makes the journey worthwhile. Today, I'm with the owner of Sharon McCormick Design to talk a little bit about how she discovered her passion for interior design and how she's bundled it with purpose through her charitable giving. Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So, to get us started, help us learn a little bit about your business, the types of services you offer, the clients you work with, and how you help them find that right balance between their style and functionality.
Sure. So I've been in business since 2002. Um, I have so many past clients under my belt, and each time I work with someone new, it's like I'm starting all over because I want to tune into their personality, what makes them tick, how they make decisions, and then I tailor my work to their personality. Like, for example, some people want 10 choices of coffee tables. Some only want one, the best one. So it's a process. It's like step by step, and it works every time.
And what kind of design work do you do?
I only do residential design, not commercial design. I started out in Durham, um, where I had a house that was built in 1730, so obviously needed work. It was also the rectory for Notre Dame, and therefore the priest lived in it, and it wasn't stylish. So I just started room by room, and some rooms would take a long time because I had to strip the wallpaper, etc. But I loved it. It's about, to me, it was like about transformation,
Mhm.
seeing something just okay, transformed into something beautiful that makes other people happy too. So then I transformed myself. Um, I used to be a CPA. I worked for PwC in Boston. Um, but once I found it hard to get out of bed being an accountant, um, I decided I was going back to school for design, which I did. And
Now you're nearly 20 years into it.
I know. Who would
Time
have?
flies when you're having fun. So I want to talk a little bit about your community involvement. I know it's important to you. What are the ways that you give back in the community?
The biggest way that I give back is really to increase my business, which is doing a room in a designer show house. So designer show house is when somebody lends us their house for 6 months, and each designer gets a room and totally makes it over. So that's the biggest thing, where I get to meet potential clients and show my work, because it's my taste. Um, I do all different styles, but it's up to the client. So that's where I get to be me. And I've done other things. I did a room for a girl who just got out of the hospital. She was in there for a year. She had cancer. But that was personal to me. I never even told anybody until years later. I was feeling like I really needed to reach out and do something. I wanted to be helpful. So somebody who was actually Rebecca Rose, who's a fantastic photographer, was on this committee for the gala for the Mark Twain House. At the beginning, we thought it was going to be live because we started working on it in May, and it wasn't until November, but clearly that didn't happen. So I'm so impressed with the people who work at the Mark Twain House. Somehow they pulled together a whole virtual gala. And we had, there have been a lot of celebrities who've come to the Mark Twain House over the years. And so, like, Jimmy Buffett came on and sang a song he wrote for the Mark Twain House. John Grisham, who writes the legal novels, made an appearance. David Baldacci, who writes novels. And there were just a whole slew of people.
Mhm.
They could videotape it beforehand. And it was great.
So why did you choose to give your time, which is time away from your business, to the Mark Twain House and Museum? What was it about them that really kind of spoke to you?
Uh, well, the first time I visited the Mark Twain House was when I already became a designer, and I wanted to see, I could have spent hours in each room and found something different each time. Some of the original wallpaper, Tiffany lamps, just imagine it, being able to so imagine being back in the day. So I loved it for that reason.
When you shared with me, though, what you were doing, the gala, it just truly, I had not thought of a museum since the pandemic started. I also have not attended one because haven't been going downtown. So I hadn't thought of what they might be going through and how an event like this is something that truly that they need to help them get through.
Museums are having a hard time right now. Other venues like the symphony orchestra, theaters, all having a hard time, and all nonprofits trying to survive.
Last year, and for decades before that, 70,000 people a year would come to this house. Thousands of school children, tens of thousands of people from every state in the country, and countries all around the world. 60 to 65 countries a year would visit this site. And those numbers have diminished. They're pretty much down to the bare minimum at this point. And the pandemic did that. There are some concerns that over a third of all museums in this country could go out of business permanently before this pandemic is over. Nonprofit or not, we're a small business. We're not funded by the government. We're simply funded by people who come here and buy tickets and people who give us donations. And like every nonprofit, we're hurting.
Because I know you've been recruited to start the 2021 planning already.
We would love donations to the auction. It would probably be in November. And we had some great things last year. And it can be anything from a $10 gift certificate, a pet portrait. We had somebody donated a trip to the Caribbean. So there was all different levels of giving. And it was great because people watching at home got to buy something that was in their price range.
So now you're 8 months away, and that's probably is that what you're on task for, helping to gather all the items for silent auction or the live auction?
Yes, I may have tapped out my friendships.
Well, I will say, I myself many times have bought these items. It's a great way to, try a new business, to try a new service and kind of get exposure in a low risk way. So I always come out of these events with a couple things or two. So you talked a little bit about it before, but overall, all your giving during COVID or before, what has been some of the benefits it's helped create for your business?
Well, I think just getting to know people in the community, for one thing. Except for the designer show houses, I don't actively work anything to try and get myself business. It comes, but not because I'm trying to sell it, just because people come to trust me and know me.
How can those interested in making donations to the 2021 Mark Twain House and Museum Gala, learn more or explore opportunities so that they can find you and offer some donations?
Well, if anybody wants to make a monetary donation right now, it's marktwainhouse.org, and the museum is closed. So they're not bringing in any money. They're not able to give tours. You can also go to the gift shop online and buy something. That would also be helpful. And if you want to donate something for, to publicize your business or whatever, you have a talent, right now they could email me at Sharon@SharonMcCormickDesign.com.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, Sharon, thanks so much for taking a little time to talk to us today. And I truly admire how you found a way to combine your passion and your purpose for giving back into one.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Yeah, you too.